구하고 싶다.
우리도 좀 확정되면은 스포하자.
Is it coincidence or a hidden message? Why did Jungkook and V suddenly choose to wear the same outfit during BTS's Live at the LA beach, while the other members looked completely different? Is this a secret code only they understand, or an emotional statement meant for ARMY? ARMY, are you ready for another wave of mystery? Don't forget to hit like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe so you won't miss a single detail from the countless, surprising stories that BTS always leaves behind. What started as a casual live at the LA beach quickly turned into a whirlwind of theories, heart-stopping clues, and emotional suspense. The reason? Two names that always spark endless discussions. Jungkook and V appeared in outfits that matched perfectly, while the rest of BTS looked completely different. A dark hoodie, simple yet striking, became the center of attention. At first glance, it might seem ordinary, just two members wearing similar clothing. But ARMY knows better. Nothing is ever just coincidence. When it comes to BTS, why did Jungkook and V decide to present themselves this way? Why at this particular moment? During a live filled with laughter, playful gestures, and casual vibes from the rest of the members. Jin wore his cool sunglasses, radiating freedom. J-Hope shined in a denim shirt, carefree and vibrant. Jimin stood with a towel draped over his shoulders, still dripping from the sea. RM sported his beanie with a mischievous grin. Suga kept his look understated and mysterious. Yet among this mix of individuality, Jungkook and V silently carved a parallel universe for themselves. Twin hoodies, zipped just enough to reveal vulnerability, strength, and something unspoken. Could this be a symbol of unity? A message to the world that they walk the same path, despite the constant talk of their differences? Or was it a private signal, meant only for them? An unspoken language that ARMY just happened to witness? Their expressions only deepened the mystery. V's calm, steady gaze at the camera contrasted with Jungkook's downward glances, as if he was hiding words behind his silence. Every second felt intentional, every gesture loaded with meaning. Was V checking on Jungkook? Was Jungkook waiting for ARMY to catch the clue? The air thickened with emotions, as though the ocean breeze itself carried secrets too heavy to say aloud. The choice of color black, simple yet powerful, spoke volumes. Black is the color of mystery, depth, and unspoken truths. Together, they embodied shadows that refused to blend into the background, yet stood in perfect harmony. We are the same, the hoodies seemed to whisper, even if the world insists on painting us apart. AIMY watching the live couldn't stay quiet. Comments exploded instantly. Why are they dressed alike? Is this a Jikook signal? Why here, at this beach, in front of everyone? Theories spun out of control, from casual fashion choices to deeply emotional codes. Some even suggested it was a promise, a bond sealed in simplicity, visible only to those who know how to look closely. Imagine this: the sun setting behind them, laughter echoing in the background, and yet two figures, hoods drawn, hair damp, eyes full of secrets, stood like silhouettes against the horizon. They didn't need to say anything. The silence, the sameness, the unspoken synchrony screamed louder than words ever could. This was no ordinary live. It felt like a scene out of a movie. One where the supporting cast plays their roles, but the spotlight rests on two characters bound by fate. ARMY held their breath, not wanting to miss a second. Every detail became a clue, every frame an unsolved riddle. Was this a declaration of friendship that no distance or rumor could break? Or was it something even deeper, an intimate confession, delivered in the only way they could safely show it? One thing is certain, BTS has always spoken to ARMY in hidden languages, gestures, colors, songs, and symbols. Nothing is ever random. And tonight, under the LA sky, Jungkook and V didn't just wear hoodies. They wore a message. They wore a story. They wore something that will now live forever in the memory of fans worldwide. ARMY, what do you think? Was this pure coincidence? Or did Jungkook and V leave us a hidden message? The waves crashed gently against the shore that evening, but the sound of the ocean was nothing compared to the storm of emotions in the hearts of ARMY watching the live. What was supposed to be a casual moment, a playful beach day between seven brothers, suddenly became a night of speculation, questions, and theories. And all of it began with one small, Undeniable detail, Jungkook and V, both wearing the same kind of hoodie. At first, the live looked innocent. The members laughed, shouted playful words to the camera, and even teased one another with their usual chaotic energy. J-Hope danced freely in the sand, RM made cheeky comments, Jin cracked jokes that made Suga roll his eyes, and Jimin wrapped himself in a towel as if he was shielding himself from the cool LA breeze. But in the middle of this vibrant mix, Jungkook and V stood out not because they tried to, but because fate, or perhaps something else, aligned them in the most striking way possible. They weren't in loud outfits, they weren't pulling stunts, they weren't saying anything controversial, yet the matching hoodies spoke louder than all the laughter around them. As if in unison, they moved together, their steps syncing naturally, their postures reflecting one another, and their quietness contrasting the rest of the group. If ARMY has learned anything about BTS over the years, it is this: silence can speak louder than words, and simplicity can hold the deepest meaning. Some fans immediately connected the dots, flashing back to other moments in BTS history where Jungkook and V appeared to be in sync in ways that defied coincidence. Past concerts where their outfits accidentally matched, award shows where they stood side by side, unconsciously mirroring each other's gestures, even casual behind-the-scenes clips where their laughter blended in harmony, creating the sense that they shared a rhythm the world could never quite break apart. So why, at this particular live, on a beach in Los Angeles, did they once again mirror one another? Was it really an accident, or was it, as many armies whispered, their language? V's hoodie clung slightly to his damp hair, strands falling across his forehead, making his expression all the more magnetic. He didn't have to say anything, his presence was enough. Jungkook, on the other hand, occasionally glanced down, as if checking his hoodie zipper, as though aware that all eyes were on him. There was a moment, fleeting but unforgettable, when the camera caught V looking directly at Jungkook. It wasn't long, just a second, but in that second ARMY swore they saw something pass between them, an unspoken acknowledgement, a private exchange that no one else could understand. And here lies the heart of the mystery. Was this planned? One theory immediately spread across fandom spaces, that Jungkook and V had decided beforehand to dress alike as a subtle reminder of unity, with the world constantly trying to pull stories apart. Whether it's rumors of tension, misunderstandings, or fabricated dramas, maybe they wanted to remind ARMY that they are, and will always be, in sync. The matching hoodies then become more than clothes. They become shields against the noise, a sign of unbreakable trust. But another theory took an even more emotional turn. Some armies suggested that the hoodies weren't chosen just for the live, but as a symbol of something more private. Perhaps it was a memory only they shared. Maybe the hoodie reminded them of a moment long ago, when they were still trainees, struggling and dreaming together. Back then, they didn't have designer clothes or cameras chasing them. They only had each other, comfort found in simple hoodies, walking side by side through the cold nights of Seoul, whispering promises of the future. Could it be that this live was their silent way of going back to that time, showing that no matter how big they've become, they haven't forgotten their beginnings? The thought alone sent chills through fans. To imagine that, beneath the surface of casual beach fun, there was a thread pulling them back to their shared past. A past filled with both hardship and warmth. A past they carry with them, quietly but faithfully, into every stage of their careers. Yet, if there's one thing ARMY has learned, it's to look deeper. Black hoodies are not just fashion. They are armor. They are statement pieces. They are mystery embodied in fabric. By choosing black, both Jungkook and V shielded themselves in anonymity while standing out together. It's a paradox that only they could pull off. Everyone else looked bright and different, while the two of them blended into each other, as if their existence was one continuous silhouette. And ARMY couldn't help but ask, what message were they trying to send? The live continued, filled with laughter, jokes, and playful chaos. But the more the camera panned toward Jungkook and V, the more obvious their connection became. At one point, when the members crowded together for a group shot, Jungkook leaned in closer to V, their shoulders brushing in a way that felt almost deliberate.